Good evening and welcome, Nana Teresa from Tema. Teresa Semite Unkache. Somewhere in Community 9 is Ajimine Joseph. Well, you hear the sick tune, and you know playtime is over. At least Emmanuel, who's still in Germany, has registered. Phil Nye is doing the listening, the legendary Phil Nye. And we start the way we start. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know I'll say that again. Well, folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting will always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao the Fourth, Chief of the very little Republic of Akwamu Edumasan. And I say thank God it's Monday. I went to the bank, I met a very lovely lady, and she said she went on a course. I should have gotten her name. And then in the course, they said, write one place that you'd really want to visit in Ghana and why. And he says, I want to see the little Republic of Edumasan because the way the chief goes on about it, I just really want to see it. Richard, text me her name so I can give a shout out, man. In fact, it was today. Yeah, it was today. It was this morning. So, write one place that you'd really want to visit and why. He said the little Republic of Edumasan. Oh, I just want to go and see what happens there. You're most welcome. This Christmas 25th, we're having a nice church service in the palace. After we have fufu and tilapia and jollof. Edumasan, we do it different. Folks, it's another beautiful opportunity, a beautiful time to perform radio's all-important ritual. One that gets patriots frustrated, a ritual that makes us question ourselves. And today we are going to do just that, question ourselves. So let's all gather and make truth good. And as I always say, it can only happen on Joy 99.7 FM. And it can only be done because of you, the very discerning listener, the very deep thinking, discerning listeners. Had it not been used, I should have actually did that because so I always thank you for that. Thank you so much for tuning in every Monday for us to do this beautiful, beautiful ritual. Folks, our topic today is a new kind of old. A new kind of old, but worse. A new kind of old, but worse. What am I trying to say? Stay tuned, folks. Folks, even though it's not an election year, it's been very heavy on the political front. Political matters, are all over. And usually, it's out of the two. Who would manage the country better than the other? So based on what we have, we go on the analyzing. A would have done this, B would have done that, MPP would have done this, NDC would have done that. We question, we demand. Some even hit the road. Good old Kotechia Frifa would hit the road at the least instant when they are not happy. They take it further. But folks, this is my opinion. And if you follow the opinion, you know that what would opinion be without a bit of history? So let's go all the way back and then come to what it is that we have today. Because I think there's something going on which, even though we have said it in different ways, today we're going to really have a look at it differently. Open our eyes, sit back and see if this square ball will actually fit the football match. Folks, you see, most nations started as a monarchy. Most nations will start as a monarchy. The first settlers will arrive on a land, claim ownership to the land, secure their borders, sometimes even extend their borders. And therefore, anybody who comes after them, well, you have to pay homage to them, or they will give you, rights to live on the land. And forever, you owe allegiance to the first settlers of the land. All the world, all over, from Ghana, wherever you are. And that's how it has been. So, sometimes you can conquer. Conquest was also a legitimate claim of land. So you could be the first settler, but, some big boy will come and conquer you, claim your land. But then the rule still stands that the strongest of the land, either the first settler or the guy who conquered it, becomes the owner of the land. And what they do is that they own it. So if you were to be wandering and you come across this land, Abeku could be the chief. So be Abeku Crow. So you come and see Abeku, say, look, my name is Ansah Kwao. I have walked 3 days and 2 nights. I am thirsty. All I want is just somewhere to have a little hut and have a little farm and settle here. Abeku will say, no problem. I have plenty of land. You go and live by the river. So forever, I pay homage to him. And that's how it has all started. Now, what happened in the European world was that those who originally owned the lands, the kings and queens, lived really, really lavish lives. And everybody who had come to settle on the land or who was not part of that royal fraternity, you were literally a peasant. And they would tax you. They would tax you to build castles. They would tax you to live lavishly, and it just went on and on and on. And for a long time, you kept quiet because you know what? You were living on somebody's land. You were living on somebody's land. There was nothing you could do. But then as time went on, the settlers or the peasants became more and more than the royals. And so one day they woke up and they will realize that, well, hold on. There's millions and millions and millions of us. And there's just few of these guys just, living in these castles, taxing us every day. Why don't we revolt and say, tax no grab you? Folks, in 1688, revolution hit in England. They thought enough is enough. So now they transferred power from power from the royals to parliament. So that basically they were giving power now to the people rather than the power to just the king or the queen. 1799, the French kicked off. That was brutal. Because the French, they actually had, all the royals actually just moved into one castle and they were just living there. And the woman, they would just bake bread and come and give it to the peasant, and you were supposed to say thank you. Anything they gave to you, you were supposed to say thank you. And they were just taxing them. And those of you who haven't seen the Palace of Versailles, Google it. Even by today's standards, it's too much. But King Louis built this elaborate palace and he was living in it. So in 1799, the French kicked off. They developed the guillotine and they chopped heads of anybody who was a noble. Your head was going. What did they do? Gradually introduce French into the political republican system, where now power was now to the people rather than just the elites. 1917, Russia kicked off. Again, they didn't want power to be in the king, power to the people. King was shot and his family was just locked up in the room, shot. Really terrible history everywhere. So all over Europe, the wind was blowing, where people did not want the monarchs to rule again. And then it came to the Arab Springs quite recently. In the 90s was the Arab Springs, where they also thought that, listen, enough of all this king business. Now it's power to the people. So again, they were done with. Folks, now you ask yourself, why are some nations succeeding and why are some nations not? Because bear in mind, in all these European countries, after they transferred power from the monarchs to the people, suddenly there was more equity. Everything was not directed to the castle anymore. It was now directed to the people. So yes, by all means, you have people who are rich, but at least there was healthcare for everybody. There was education for everyone. There were roads for everyone. There's water for everyone. Suddenly, there was equity. There was an even spread. When the power transferred from the monarch situation to the republican political structure. So these countries today have become first world countries. Why? Because they've managed to make many of their citizens rich, wealthy, well-to-do, healthy, live longer, live much more comfortable. But folks, this is what happened. If we look at our scenario here in Africa. Now, yes, maybe we had many monarchs. We still do have monarchs. The Santimai have their monarchs. There are Kwamus, the Gonjas, the Dagombas, the Fantis. We still have all these monarchs. But eventually there was a line drawn around us and we became one country and we say, now we are a republic. It's not going to be power to just the monarch. Now it has to be power to the people. Folks, this is what happened to us. And not just us, but many African countries, many South American countries. This is what happened. When the power was taken away from the monarchs and was given to the politicians, which was now power to the people or power from the people, we didn't. And we haven't. Folks, we didn't. And so if you look at it, all failing nations, or most failing nations, have their politicians now, even though they are not wearing the crown on their head, they are all living like kings. They are all living as kings. The bourgeois life, the excessive luxury, whether it's 4 years or 8 years, they live in excessive luxury. And those countries have never been able to come out of the woods. Folks, those countries haven't been able to come out of the woods. When they took power from the monarchs and gave it to the politicians then decided that, you know something, we are now the kings. So check this out. David Cameron, UK, comes to power, sits on his bicycle one day and is riding to work. Can you imagine? Prime Minister of UK on his bicycle. CNN, Al Jazeera, BBC. There were like 2 helicopters following him. There were cars driving, recording him from his house to work. So the next day he sat in his car and they asked him why, and he says he was trying to stop, reduce his carbon footprint. But if helicopters and cars and everything are going to follow him, then it's defeating the whole object. So he got in the car. But what I'm trying to say is, in those worlds, even the prime minister hasn't got that kingship idea that now I am a king, I have to, have a long convoy with cars and no. When they took power from the king and gave it to the politicians, they lived as politicians, accountable to the people. We haven't gotten that trick. So here, you find somebody who's already on a bicycle, but as soon as he gets that political power, no, now he's a king. On the bicycle, even Saluka Accra, on Trembio, they will have to live well beyond the means that they've ever dreamed of. And those countries haven't been able to make it. But check this out. You ask yourself, why are the monarchies in Africa or monarchies in Ghana, if I can speak for Ghana, within our little pocket still working and not broken down? Because the monarchies we had here, take the Akwamuhene, is still accountable to people, even people who have come to settle on his lands. Automatically, he's accountable to them. We did not have that system where yen yewaha and you are there and you do what I say and you say. No, we didn't have that system. And that's how come our system worked. That's how come our system is still working. That's how come locals today would want to take their cases to palaces, because the justice is instant, is cheaper, is closer to them. It's fairer. But what then happened was that when we changed, folks, when we changed and our politicians now became the monarchs, we even became worse because they become inaccessible, not accountable. The road from Akosombo to Odumasa, it's just one long road, right? It's just bent, but one long road. It gets to the Maritime Club and the road just stops. I mean, the quota just stops. And then you have to just drive a dusty road and come to the Little Republic. That's the most painful. So it's not as if it's the main road and there's a side road. No, main road near Bana, they just stopped doing it. For God knows how long. It's not been done. It took myself. It took the great Nana Nyampo, the whole Pesahini, once upon a time, Grand Master of the Lodge, 2 of us. The DC, 2 assemblymen, to go to roads and highways, go to feeder roads, groveling, begging, just to get this road done. And believe me, it hasn't been done. And the day they'll come and do this road, I am telling you, he'll probably call me again. Ansah, Kwao, when are you free? Because we have to go and say thank you. And who are we to say Yankoka? We will go and say thank you. These guys have become kings. They have become lords. But shrouded in this, you better about 4 years, and we've forgotten about it. And so until we really go back and look at the reasons why this political Republican idea started, until we go back and see it and replicate exactly that, I think we are deceiving ourselves. And so literally here we have 2 monarchs. This monarch comes for 4 or 8 years. The next monarch comes for 8 years. But when they come, it is them, their family, and their close aides. No. When the next one comes, him, his family, and close aides. No. So you go to areas that are very privileged. They have asphalt. They come and double asphalt it. Some are bitumen. They will asphalt it. You go to another area. They don't quite cut it. They won't even get a grader to come there. They won't even get a decent school. We live in a country where a school would collapse and kill a child. Nobody gets sacked. No minister education. Why? Nobody gets nothing. Just like the olden days before the revolutions, where the king was in his castle and didn't care what happened to the peasants. He did not care what happened to the peasants, whether the school will collapse or not. And not King James II, not Louis the don't care. And that's where we have gotten to. Every morning you open the paper. 6 people die on headlong. 2 people died, crash. This happened. That, and my friend Francis Bino just sent it to me, and I say, yeah. Then I just copy it and say, yes, common, normal. It's common. It's normal. Can you believe it? Mass murder, 2,000 people die in a year, and I'll comment, it's normal. Because what? It is normal. Nobody gets touched. These are monarchs. So until we open our eyes, probably go back into history and start reading on why it is that some nations are making it and the others are not. And sadly, you realize that those that are making it sometimes have even far less opportunity than those who don't make it. How can Congo fail? A country like Congo, how can Congo fail? Congo should be, I don't know, they should probably have a tap that has gold and diamonds and everything coming out of it. Congo. Now look at Congo, riddled in poverty. Look at us. Every day, agitation. Pay this. We into Yakakra. Pay this. You pay that. You pay this. And yet the monarchs do not live a life that depicts a country that, it's a republic where power is to the people and there's equity. So today I was just trying to bring this to our attention. That maybe we have a monarchy going on. And we have just shrouded it on paper, say, it's a republic. And we just queue up and go and vote. Sometimes there are certain people who they voted, and sometimes they ask themselves, why am I voting? The town roads haven't been done. The schools haven't been renovated. The hospitals hasn't been renovated. It's like government is not even present in the town. Yet every 4 years they'll come and put a box there. They'll queue up. They'll vote, hoping that something will happen. Yet nothing ever happens. It's a monarchy. That's not a republic. We're running a monarchy. And the dangerous thing we're doing is that we are running a competitive monarchy. And look at them. I think that's the most dangerous one. Running a competitive monarchy. So when I'm coming with my team. I'm coming with my ideas. It is about me. MPs today don't represent the constituents. They represent the party. MP today won't go to parliament and say, oh, my people, will not be happy about this. Which people? The party. That's a monarchy. That's clearly a monarchy in disguise. So, moving into 2022, folks, instead of us debating on how this monarchy thing would work, I think we really need to say that, listen, if you're coming to run the country as a politician, as a Republican, then so be it. So be it. You can't be driving in a fleet of overly expensive cars and asking people that pay this, pay that, pay that. Yes, we have to pay. Yes, we have to pay. But there should be, look, once upon a time in Korea, right? Citizens queued up just in the 90s, I think 97 or something. People queued up because the country owed IMF. People gave their wedding ring, gold tooth, gold watches, everything to give to the state that take it and go and pay IMF off free. Why? Because they saw that the leaders were not living any ostentatious lives. So they were all in it to get the town out of trouble. But we can't. In our case, it's different. Why should I queue up when, Joe Blocks is living the life of Riley? Well, when we come back, we need to really find out if indeed we are running a republic or if we are running a competitive monarchy.
Wow, wow, wow. Hope you have heard, oh, rent to own now in Ghana. The Plan City Extension Project Rent to Own Land and House Ownership Scheme by the Ningo Prampram District Assembly and its partners, supported by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development and the UN Habitat, are right here in Ghana. So be smart, oh, because where you trade and live really matters. Apply now and own a home or a fully serviced land. Wait a minute, oh. Don't forget to join our affiliate housing cooperatives also. Special offers last up to October 31st, 2021. Call us on 055 55 30 300 or 0577 911101 and 055 70 54 635. Website newaccra.city. Plant City Extension Projects, shaping Ghana's urban future.
Sometimes the very family you love is the deal breaker. They can make or unmake your relationship, and first impression becomes everything on Date My Family. Tune in to Date My Family, a new and exciting reality series on Aquaba Magic, and watch bachelorettes and bachelors look for love by going on dates with families of potential suitors. Catch Date My Family on Aquaba Magic every Friday at 8:30 p.m. on DSTV channel 150 and GoTV channel 101. Aquaba Magic, a fie fie.
To clean an LPG tank, fill the tank with water. This forces out the remaining gas in the tank. Then release the water. The cleaner should wear appropriate protective clothing such as gas masks, goggles, boots, and gloves. LPG tanker vehicles should have appropriate warning inscriptions such as written warning signs, reflectors, and flashing lights. Storage tanks should be inspected regularly for rust and damages. Service providers should be called in when a defect is detected. A message from the National Petroleum Authority.
It's Hollandia yogurt. Hollandia yogurt.
Enjoy a nourishing boost of vitality with Hollandia yogurt. Available in strawberry and plain sweetened, fortified with vitamins A, B2, B12, and a source of calcium. This advert is FDA approved.
Black Friday came early with HD Plus. From the 15th of November, visit any multi-TV dealer to purchase an HD Plus decoder and enjoy our amazing Ahaya De Bundle offers. Pay 130 Ghana cedis and get 2 months free subscription. With 150 Ghana cedis, you get 5 months free subscription. And finally, with 250 Ghana cedis, you get a whopping 14-month subscription for free. Ayedepa! Apart from watching your favorite local channels in 5 times clearer picture, HD Plus gives you control to pause and reverse live TV, as well as record upcoming programs, even when you're not at home. When you download my HD Plus app on your mobile and link it to your HD Plus decoder account, you get free data to watch TV on the go every month. I told you, Black Friday came early.
Nana, great presentation. Our problem is the false fourth Republican Constitution. Oh, but I hope nobody will invite you or multimedia for questioning. I hope the powers that be are listening. History should serve as a lesson and not a mistake to be repeated. Lord have mercy. Udote ni Udote. And it's 0302 216 541. Okay, so who's my first caller?
Hello.
Hello, who's my first caller?
This is Francis from Drapon.
Ah, Francis, let me hear you.
Nana, you see, until the centralized political monarchy is removed and properly distributed to well-organized district assemblies, and given the power to work in the interest of the people, this centralized political monarchy will continue to exploit the people. This is our point.
Thank you so much. 0302 216 541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Nana.
Yes, sir.
I greet you.
I'll greet you back, Derek.
Nana, what a beautiful way to run up the year. I think I've been waiting for this one for long. And it's about time you take it a bit more higher, and open up the debate. You see, the issue is here. Chiefs, as we see you, are more approachable, unlike the vice monarchs in power. You have to know somebody from officialdom before you can see the president. But in this case, if our chiefs are brought in at the house and something is not working well, all you need to do is just walk to your chief and complain to your chief. We need roads, we need schools, we need hospitals. They have a voice here to at least force government to do what is expected of them with a national development plan. But if we continue this way, it will take us another million years to get out of this woods. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
No, this is Raphael.
Raphael, let me hear you.
I'm calling from Kwao.
Good. Hey, today my people are calling you. Kwao,
Yes.
Kwao, yes.
We are listening to you live in your domain. Nana, I mean, you believe in Kwame Nkrumah?
Yes.
I mean, why can't we go to what he has? I mean, the standard that he has made. I mean, let's forget about these political manifestos. Collate something that, I mean, will be the best for Ghana. And then let's stop this. And let's see what Ghana will be.
Great thoughts there. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Martin here. I'm calling from Martina.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yeah, you've given a very fantastic exposition, and we have to learn a lot from it. Yeah, the European monarchy system successfully worked at the time they teamed up with the church. So the bishops supported the monarchies to work efficiently. Now, it appears a similar thing is happening in Africa. The clergy support the politicians to suppress the people or prevent them from getting their due democratic rights fulfilled. So, as citizens, it is important, like you've exposed on radio today, learn from history and then learn the lessons and then try to follow up the footsteps of those who actually broke down the monarchy system and then follow suit. Unfortunately, our schools are no longer teaching history as it should be. That is the problem we are facing. So citizens go through school, I believe even through the university, and they are unable to appreciate lessons from history, which will be able to help us prevent a repetition of the mistakes of the past. So we have to revisit history and learn it from the proper perspective.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hi, this is Paul.
Paul.
Right.
Paul, let me hear you.
Nana, our leaders are actually a disappointment to us. Sometimes you wonder whether what they say to us, we really remember it when they come into power. Because very often you hear lovely ideas, and once they get into power, it is like we never existed. And just like you were saying tonight, when they get into power, we are the peasant farmers, and we have to supply for their luxurious life. I'm just praying for the day when this constitution will be changed, when our nation, when our leaders will now start thinking about us.
And I thank you so much for calling. This is Deep Thoughts. Let's develop power from the political monarchs to the district, real power to the people, and let the people elect their district leaders with real power, not based on any political party, just meritocracy and competence. This is one of our silent listeners. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana.
Yes, sir.
Nana, good evening. This Kofi from Spintech.
Kofi, let me hear you. Hey, Kofi,
Nana, it is human beings. It is people who make a chief or a monarch a monarch. They support him and do everything for him. The same way we Ghanaians are just supporting these few politicians. And that is why they are behaving like this towards us. You have presented the solution in your presentation that it is time that we open our eyes as citizens of Ghana and tell these politicians enough is enough. Okay, don't take us for granted and use us for your dirty jobs. Go to the radio waves now and see the communicators that will be defending the rot, which is against the masses of this country. But we, the same people who are removing the people defending it. So now we should realize that the power belongs to us. Let's tell the few politicians, enough is enough. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. And there will be a change. All that we are saying is lamentation. We, the same people who support them to even do worse against us. So that, thank you. The power is in our hands, as you have said. We should tell them enough is enough. Don't do it. And they will stop it because they don't have the support. Thank you this evening.
Thank you so much for tuning. Brilliant submission, and we must institute a national agenda policy and retire all our members of parliament because they don't represent their constituents anymore. Moreover, the amount of money we spend on them is too much, yet we, the people, receive very little infrastructure development. The national agenda will cover every project simultaneously, thus no need for MPs pretending to be working for the populace. God's own Ghana deserves better. Shem Mixing and Bros Barbecue there. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Anna. I hope you're doing well.
I'm good. I marked you. Why don't you this with my kill?
Oh, my little anybody.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, I like the way you go neutral whenever you are presenting your topic. And sometimes your topic needs a lot of questions to be asked.
Yes.
Are these politicians coming to serve us, or we rather are serving them?
We are serving them.
There was a time I went to a certain district and looking at the road, you swerve one, you enter one. And I was asking that, do we have government representative here, MP or MMDC or whoever? And they say we should pay more. We use it to develop the country for you. But the more we pay, the more debt that Ghana, incur. So, Nana, we are going to stand in the sun, waking up at dawn, go and vote for them. They will also squeeze our hand. The rest that we have, that most of us cannot even, get 3 square meal, and the rest that we have, they will take it from us. And if you go to their houses, their rooms, look as if their houses are car park that they are selling vehicles, and even their dog can be fed 3 times, even more than 3 times a day. So now what did we do for us to tell them that, excuse me, we are not fools? We have to advise ourselves now. God be with you.
God be with you too. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
Nana, please, how are you doing?
I'm very well.
Thank you very much for the good work here, Ghana. And thanks very much to your wife, Kumani.
Yeah.
Right. Nana, you said it all throughout your rendition that the monarchs will have for now in Ghana here. It's not you, the chiefs, who were supposed to be originally made to control us through the level that Gold Coast was made. Of course, it has turned. Now it is the politicians who are ruling us. They rule us through parliament. Whatever rules the majority makes us. We, the people, must take the decision because we give them the post over there. And for the time of being how we were able to stand firm and say, these are the people we want them to represent them at this place, for them to take better decisions for us, for them to serve us. not for them to be upon us to take decisions that will benefit their generations. No, we will continue to suffer like this because we have good people amongst us. Why do we have to always take the elites, people whom you think they have money or they can control us or they are doing one or two, when we know their conduct or their really morality doesn't cause God bless you for this program.
God bless you for calling. God bless you for listening. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana Kwesi.
Nana Kwesi, let me hear you.
Nana, it looks like we are forgetting one major contributing factor to our problems in this country.
Let me hear you.
The Constitution. The Constitution is one of the problems because there's a lot of things in there that allow these politicians to get away with so many things. So I think whilst we are looking at the way forward, till we should also look at the Constitution and amend a lot of things so that it will go hand in hand because it's protecting them too much.
Yep.
Too much.
Yep.
So we should look at that side.
Most of the things that we deem corruption in this country is actually law. If today, I become a deputy minister of, something, I'm entitled to a policeman, a big car, I'm entitled. It's entitlement to. But you say it's corruption. No. I am emra. And that's where we got it wrong. Because those were the things that the kings and the princes and the duke and duchess and, marquis were enjoying. And the people said, no! Make the country safe so that we are all safe. You can't alone be working with a policeman. I mean, who should protect me? After all, I'm the one who have to work to pay the tax. Who's going to protect me while I'm working to pay the tax when you're being protected? Protect us all so that we are all safe. That's why David Cameron, a whole prime minister, can sit on a bicycle or Kwejuma. Minister for Energy lives in Leicester. Tremu comes to London, sits in a taxi, goes to work. Because the country is safe for everybody. But I had the take your chances. I have my policeman. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yes, my name is Ebenezer.
Ebenezer, let me hear you.
I'm calling from people.
My brother, let me hear you.
Yes, I think that the directive principles of state policy, chapter 6 of the 1992 Constitution, is enough, right? You don't need any national agenda or whatever you call it. It's just some portions of the Constitution, like scholars are saying, that should be amended. For example, I've come through the 92 Constitution and nowhere in the Constitution, there's nowhere in the Constitution that will hold a president liable for anything he does during his tenure. I know lawyers like people are listening. If I'm wrong, you should call an educator. See, that's the problem. That's the first thing. I know people will, allude to Article 746. That clause says you can only take the person on for something he did in his personal capacity before or during the time that he is in office. So that is one thing. The other thing is, political parties sponsoring candidates into our legislature. So we need to amend Article 55 Clause 3 to include the legislature so that you go there and then you make contributions and you will be able to speak your mind and not be pay allegiance and be loyal to any party. I think that these are the two that we need to look at so that we will not perpetuate the competitive monarchy that we are talking about. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana.
Yes,
Good
sir.
evening.
Good evening. Who am I talking to?
This is
Your line is breaking. Try again.
And this is honest.
Let me hear you.
Okay. What I want to say is that you are really doing a good job for the nation, and God is going to bless you, and you are going to see your great grandchildren.
God will bless you too.
Okay. Nana, you know, the problem in this country is not the politician, it's the citizen. If the citizens cares enough, they can put the politicians on their toes. You know, one thing I was saying the last time, that why should policemen or military men they'll be guarding politicians who they know they are stealing from the state? You see, you know this man has stole from the state, and you are guarding him. Meanwhile, you, the policeman or the military man, you are sleeping in a single room.
Well, what if you haven't gone to court? How do you know he's stole? That's what I'm saying. You know, some of this lifestyle that they live is backed by some of the rules and laws that we have made. Entitled to a house help, entitled to security, entitled to free house, entitled to petrol. Yeah, so unless we sit down and say, look, Jack, you can't keep taxing us and expect to be living this life. That's how come the people, the originators of republics, this was the idea. Say, come, let us even the playing field. But I hope that, you know, we'll continue this. But in the meantime, let me just say happy 50th birthday to Mrs. Clarence Saki of GRA. This is from your dear friend and sister, Dr. Cynthia Tego. And then to all those who donated to Happy Feet, we say thank you very much. Thank you so much, all those who donated to Happy Feet. And then from all the people of the Tafu division of Akwamu, we say thank you to Dr. Edusa Akodia for locating your resort right next to us to change our story and history. So Dr. Sarkodie and Kathy from the Tafu division, we say thank you. This Christmas, 25th Saturday, we'll all meet at the Palace in the Republic, have a nice, beautiful sermon, and break bread afterwards. Those of you who are curious and is on your wish list to see the Republic, that's a perfect opportunity. Dr. Letitia Pierre, loyal listener, thank you very much. Well, it doesn't get bigger than this. It does not get huge than this. This alone is a headline. And what is a headline? The news bulletin is brought to you by the great Evans Mensah. And what a headline? That's the first topic. This news bulletin is brought to you by Evans Mensah. Before the other stories will follow. Abeku Sankufi was on the ones and twos as usual. Thank you very much. But let us go back to the original idea with what the Republic was meant to be. Why it is that leaders don't live this ostentatious life. Let us bring modesty back into the culture and our diction. Modesty, prudence. Kwame Frimpong Opoku, I see you. Mr. Reverend Elton Dossi. Reverend Elton Dossi. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Maybe one day I'll share your story. My name is Ansah, Kwao, the fourth chief of the Little Republic of Akomodu Masai, and I say, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Don't even touch that down.